integrate square root x plus 1 over 2 square root x. Well, what will you do to integrate this? Remember, you need to reduce each term in the power rule form, x to the power of n dx, in order to integrate. That means we're going to write it like this. Square root of x is x to the power of 1/2, and 1 over 2 square root x is 1 over 2x to the power of 1/2. Now, is this sufficient in order to integrate? No, because we don't know how to integrate a function with x sitting on the denominator. We can only integrate where x is on the numerator. So we need to bring this x to the power of 1/2 to the numerator. What will that become? It will become x to the power of negative 1/2. So this will be x to the power of negative 1/2 divided by 2. That 2 will remain on the denominator. So it will be integral x to the power of 1/2 plus 1/2. This 1/2 is taking care of that too. 1/2 x to the power of negative 1/2. X to the power of positive 1/2 goes to the numerator, become x to the power of negative 1/2 dx. And now you can integrate it using the power rule. Tell me, what will be the integral of x to the power of 1/2? It will be x to the power of 1/2 plus 1 over 1/2 plus 1. And integral of x to the power of negative 1/2 will be x to the power of negative 1/2 plus 1 over negative 1/2 plus 1. And there you are. Integral x to the power of 1/2 is x to the power of 1/2 plus 1 over 1/2 plus 1 plus 1/2 times, that's a constant, so 1/2 times. Integrate x to the power of negative 1/2, that will be x to the power of negative 1/2 plus 1 over negative 1/2 plus 1. Can you do this addition in your mind? What is 1/2 plus 1? That will be 3 over 2. So this will be x to the power of 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2. There you go. X to the power of 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2 plus 1/2 times negative 1/2 plus 1 is positive 1/2. 1 minus 1/2. So that will be x to the power of 1/2 over, this is also 1 minus 1/2, which is 1/2. Now how to simplify this? If you notice, you are dividing x to the power of 3 over 2 by 3 over 2. Dividing by 3 over 2 is the same as multiplying by 2/3. So this 2 is going to go on the numerator and this 3 is going to stay on the denominator. It's nice to practice that. So x to the power of 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2 means multiplied by 2 over 3. The 2 will go to the numerator and 3 will remain on the denominator. And here, if you notice, there is a 2 here on the denominator and that is multiplied by 1/2, and these 2's will cancel. Or you can also think like this: dividing by 1/2 is multiplying by 2 over 1. The 2 goes up there and cancel with the 2. Whatever way you want to cancel it. So this 2 and that 2 will cancel, giving us this 2 goes up, gives me 2x to the power of 3 over 2 over 3 on the denominator and x to the power of 1/2. Now this is a rather shabby way of leaving an answer. Now the best way will be to try and factor out. Now can you tell me what is common in these two terms? You must understand x to the power of 3 over 2 can be written as x to the power of 1 times x to the power of 1/2. Is that right? Because x to the power of 1 times x to the power of 1/2 is x to the power of 1 plus 1/2. So this is the same as x to the power of 1 times x to the power of 1/2. That means I have an x to the power of 1/2 common there. And I have shown you how it is written there. Now I have this 2 taken separate, and this 3 on the denominator I wrote 1/3. I hope you're following here. This 2 times 1/3, and this x to the power of 3 over 2 is written as x to the power of 1/2 times x. Is that right? When the bases are the same, you add the exponents. This will be 1/2 plus 1, 3 over 2. Plus, now look at the way I manipulate the second term. I wrote the second term also as 3 times 1/3. Why did I do that? 3 times 1/3 is 1. Actually, I did a manipulation here so that I create a 1/3 common in both these terms. That's the reason why I did that. Now, in doing that, I have a 1/3 x to the power of 1/2, a 1/3 x to the power of 1/2 common in both. I hope you followed this. Now, in this term, there is the coefficient is 1, but I manipulated that as 3 times 1/3 in order to create a 1/3 here so that 1/3 can be factored out. All right, now let's factor out the common terms. What are the common terms we can factor out? 1/3 x to the power of 1/2. So that comes out, leaving 2x in the first term plus 3 in the second term. Now look at this. This is a much better and a much cleaner way of writing the result than this. But you can also do one more thing. If you look at the original expression, you can see square root of x. 1 over 2 square root of x. So this x to the power of 1/2 needs to be put back in that form. So what is x to the power of 1/2? Is square root of x. So the final answer is square root x over 3 times 2x plus 3 plus c. And that is the final result. Now I want you to work this out on your own a couple of times. Now, in most cases I have seen students follow the calculus part. In other words, finding the derivatives and antiderivatives fairly easily. But when it comes to the algebra of simplification, most of you stumble. Now, you need to have practice. So practice some of these on your own. Write them down on your own and learn the process of simplification. All right, another one. Integrate t squared minus sine t dt. All right, we have two terms. We integrate them separately. So that will be integral t squared dt minus integral sine t dt. And you know how to integrate both these terms. How do you integrate t squared dt? It'll be t to the power of 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1. So it is t to the power of 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 minus, don't mess up the signs there, minus, what is integral of sine t with respect to t? Is negative cosine t. So that would be minus negative cos t plus c. Don't forget, you need to add a constant when you do your integration. Now, in the next step, write it as t cubed over 3 minus become plus. So that will be t cubed over 3 plus cos t